If you want AI systems to cite your content, you first need to know who the major players are, how each one works, and where each one gets its information. That is what this lesson is about. We are going to map the AI search landscape as it stands in 2026. There are 5 systems that matter most right now: ChatGPT from OpenAI, Claude from Anthropic, Perplexity, Google AI Overviews, and Microsoft Copilot. Each of these discovers content differently, and each one cites sources differently. That means the way you optimize for one is not always the way you optimize for another. By the end of this lesson, you will know exactly how each system finds information and what that means for your GEO strategy. Let us start with the biggest player. ChatGPT is the most widely used AI assistant, with over 200 million weekly active users. It finds information in a few ways. First, training data, which is a web crawl up to a knowledge cutoff date. Second, real-time search, so it can look up current information on the web. It also has plugins and tools that reach specific databases, and a memory feature that remembers user preferences. Its citation behavior depends on the mode. When it uses web search, it cites sources and can provide links. When it answers from training knowledge, it usually gives no specific citations. So the key for GEO is a double requirement. Your content must be high quality enough to land in the training data and also discoverable through real-time search. Next up is Claude from Anthropic, known for nuanced, thoughtful responses and handling very long context. Claude works differently from ChatGPT in one crucial way. It relies on training data, meaning web content, up to its knowledge cutoff, and it can analyze documents you upload. But as of late 2024, it had no native web browsing. That changes the citation picture. Claude cites from uploaded documents, references general knowledge without specific URLs, and tends to emphasize uncertainty when it is not sure. For GEO, this means real-time discoverability matters less here. What matters is content quality and authority, because your one path in is being included in the training data. Publish content good enough and referenced enough that it earns a place there. Perplexity is different from both of those. It is an AI-native search engine built specifically for research and citations. Instead of leaning on training data, it runs a real-time web search for every single query. Pro users also get academic database access, and it integrates news and current events. Its citation behavior is the most generous in the landscape. It always provides source citations, shows clickable links right in the response, and even indicates confidence levels. Here is the key insight for GEO. Traditional SEO still matters on Perplexity because it pulls from search results. So your content has to clear 2 bars. It must be discoverable, meaning it ranks in search, and it must be citable, meaning it is the kind of source an answer engine wants to quote. 2 more players complete the map. Google AI Overviews, formerly called SGE, are the AI-generated summaries at the top of Google results. They draw from Google's search index, its knowledge graph, featured snippets and structured data, plus real-time crawling. They show source links inside the overview, pull from multiple sources per response, and prioritize Google's existing quality signals. So traditional SEO is essential here because ranking factors still matter, and GEO optimizations stack on top. Then there is Microsoft Copilot, integrated into Windows, Office, and Bing. It uses the Bing search index, real-time web search, and Microsoft Graph for enterprise users, and it provides source links in responses. The takeaway: Bing SEO matters, and if you target business users, optimize your enterprise-facing content too. Now let us zoom out and compare these systems to traditional search. On discovery, traditional Google follows crawling, then indexing, then ranking. ChatGPT combines training data with web search. Claude uses training data only, with no real-time search. Perplexity searches the web in real time for everything, and Google AI overviews sit on top of the Google Index with real-time capability. Quality evaluation also shifts. Traditional search relies on signals like backlinks, click-through rates, page authority, and user engagement. AI systems keep those and add new ones. Content accuracy that gets cross-referenced against other sources, clarity and comprehensibility, factual specificity, and source credibility patterns. In other words, AI does not just ask whether your page is popular, it asks whether your content is accurate, clear, and specific. So, what actually gets you in? For training data systems like ChatGPT and Claude, inclusion favors publicly accessible web content, high quality and frequently referenced sources, content published before the training cutoff, and diverse representative material. What tends to be excluded? Paywalled content, low quality or spammy pages, anything published after the cutoff, and private or restricted content. The implications are clear. Publish high-quality content consistently, keep it publicly accessible, build a reputation as an authoritative source, and never rely solely on gated content. For real-time systems, discoverability comes from traditional SEO fundamentals, recent publication dates for timely topics, clear answers to specific questions, and structured, easy-to-parse content. And citability comes from specific verifiable facts, expert authorship signals, well-formatted extractable quotes, and original research or data. One last piece. Users bring different intents to different platforms, and that shapes what content each one needs. ChatGPT gets general questions, tasks, and creative work, so it favors comprehensive, helpful content. Claude attracts analysis, writing, and nuanced topics, which calls for thoughtful, detailed content. Perplexity is for research and current information, so well-sourced, cited content wins. Google AI serves quick answers, shopping, and local queries, which need scannable, direct answers. And Copilot handles work and productivity, so professional, actionable content fits best. That is the landscape: 5 systems, different discovery and citation mechanisms, and a strategy for each. In the next module, we go deeper into how AI models actually find and evaluate content for citation. You can review this lesson right now on the free Geo course at FreeAcademy.ai and test what you learned by asking ChatGPT or Claude a question in your niche and checking which sources it cites.